Welcome to another ESFL 99 broadcast, and today we got a super banger for you. We've come all the way this far to ESFL 99, almost at 100, and today is a stack card, and I can't wait to get into it. I'm joined right alongside my commentary buddy Frank. How you doing today, bro?
I'm great, Boxer, man. I'm excited to be back. We back like we never left, and like you said, we got a very stacked card today, and I'm really looking forward to getting everything started, getting our teeth sank into this, man, because there's great fights in the ESFL today. We've got more great fights in the UFC later on. It's just a good day of fights, man. I'm happy for it.
All day, and we working up under the new patch, so it's going to be a little bit new meta, a little bit new things, and we're going to be talking about that a little bit, but let's jump over to that fight card and let's look at the fight. So first up, we got our preliminary fights. First, we got Bang Gang versus Boiler, Jiu-Jitsu versus Hermes, and then I cannot wait, Dominator MVP versus a guy, Tony J, that totally lit it up last week. And then we getting over to Gaming Echo versus Crooks, followed by Yadera versus Maddie 4D, Bugsy versus Bulldog, and Bulldog is no joke. He's playing really good right now. And then coming up into the main card, we got Kane versus, is that Canio? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, I believe it's YT Canio.
Canio, yeah. And Warrior versus Sunrise, TH4 Recognized versus Clover. That's going to be a real good match. Jakey B, which we saw last week, was doing really good versus Dev Raider. And then the main event, we got the champion Jamie versus Trickzzy. Now, Frank, any one of these fights just stand out to you? Which one jumps off the card?
Man, I personally am a huge fan of rematches, so Bugsy versus Bulldog is jumping out to me because those guys have fought each other. I'm not going to say recently. It was at ESFL 90. So they've had enough time to improve their games, really iron out whatever wrinkles they feel like they had going on. And man, I'm just looking forward to seeing, which one of those guys brings their A game and is able to pull away this time. We've got quite a few debuts that we're looking at today. Those are going to be a lot of fun. We're going to see some new blood in the water. We're going to see who's ready to compete and, who's ready to be eaten. So,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, Sharks is out there, especially when you start in the ESFL. Anytime that you get into the ESFL for the first time, I understand how those guys feel because it's almost like that day is so nervous. I wasn't even having fun because it was just like, okay, man, I got to be on my A game today. All right, so let's get into this first fight of the evening here. Bang Bang versus Boiler. Bang Bang. Yeah, I like that name right there.
Yeah, you know what he's coming to do.
Yeah, so with a name like that, yeah, you definitely got to be bringing it. And it looks like this is going to be a light heavyweight fight. Tell me what you know about these two fighters.
Well, I know that Bang Bang, for him, it's his ESFL debut. He said he's got some jitters, which is very understandable, but he's quite confident in his skill set. He feels like he's done the work already to show that he belongs here. Whereas he's fighting a guy in Boiler who is, no stranger to competition. He's been around the block a few times. He's been fighting on the competitive scene for more than a decade. He qualified for a 16-man tournament in Vegas back in Fight Night Round 4. He was a former number 1 ranked player in EA Sports MMA. So this is a guy who knows competition. He knows what he needs to do to win.
All right. Yeah, so it looks like they're going with Daniel Cormier versus Chuck Liddell. And this is your classic wrestler versus striker matchup. And I can't wait to see, because we know how good Daniel Cormier is on the ground. You do not want to stay down on the ground with Daniel Cormier with that grinder perk. And they are already off to the races. First round, touching gloves. Let's get it on.
Yep, already some good work from Boiler with the lead hand. Oh, it's a nice right hook that Cormier just ate as well.
Yeah, definitely. I see that DC is trying to move that head, but how long do you think he's going to stand up before he tries to take this to the ground? Because you don't want to be standing up too long with Chuck Liddell just teeing off on you like this.
Well, I was going to say, if Boiler keeps, dropping these jabs and these body kicks on him, I don't think he's going to be standing up too much longer one way or the other, whether it's his choice or not. I say
there
that.
it is.
Oh my God! As
Dang,
soon as I say
dang, dang,
that, as soon as I say that, he's like, "All right, I found the rhythm." He leaned back. He
Are
caught
you
him with a
serious?
disgusting left hook. That was quick.
Frank,
That
are
was
you
quick.
serious? Frank, are you serious?
I don't know if I can be right now. Like that took no time at all. It was
Oh
literally a
my
minute.
goodness.
How did that happen? Because it felt like
people people trying to get out of here and look at these fights tonight. They trying to get them over with quick, fast, in a hurry. Wow.
He said he wants to go get his food ordered and make sure he's ready by the time the card starts.
Oh my
Man.
goodness.
And that was crazy because, like I said, Boiler looked like he was starting to find his rhythm on the feet. You know what I'm saying? Like, as soon as he came out, he was getting some good jabs off, some nice, hook shots. He was throwing some body work in there, and it looked like he was getting everything set up to start just picking them apart piece by piece. But slip and rip, one shot, bang, here we are. I mean,
real, see that's the thing. When you're up here in this heavyweight division, some of those, that margin for error is going to be slim, because if you get a little bit down in your stamina and somebody catches you in that vulnerability window, all it takes is just a little bit, bang bang, and it's lights out. So good job by both of those fighters, man. It was a great fight.
Definitely. And that's something that's not too far out of the realm of reality, because you look at the first DC Stipe fight, they got in the clinch. It seemed like everything was just kind of getting started, and then one shot, bam. It's the one you don't see that gets you.
Out of nowhere, because those big guys, they bring in that power, and that's why you gotta have your popcorn ready, and you cannot, and you just cannot blink, because it can just be over with right there. That was crazy. Okay, now what do we got coming up next? Joe Jiu-Jitsu versus Hermes MMA. Tell me what you know about these guys.
Well, Hermes MMA has been an outstanding help in the UFL as far as everything on the production side goes. This guy does everything from wrangling, matchmaking, setting everything up, getting the rankings established. But that's not what we're here for. We're here to see him fight today against a very talented guy in Jiu-Jitsu. Both these guys are making their ESFL debut. Hermes got here through his high ranking in the online world championships, as did Jiu-Jitsu. However, Jiu-Jitsu was contacted and scouted by Camp AK, and he's looking to show his skills. He's looking to show he's ready to be here. He wants to get a knockout today, whereas Hermes is just looking to just see how this fight plays out and do what he needs to do to get that win. Both these guys are very confident in their skill set. Both these guys believe that they can be the one that gets their hand raised here. But as we know, there's only one winner, and I'm looking forward to seeing who it's going to be. I believe this fight's in the flyweight division, correct? Yeah.
It's looking like right now they queuing up TJ Dillashaw versus TJ Dillashaw. And that's a balanced fighter, so we'll see if these guys can connect. But while these guys are sorting that out, one thing is real nice right now how we got things set up, because if you do have a lot of success in the OWC Online World Championships, then you do get a lot of eyes on you, and you can then prove how good you are in these other smaller leagues and fight your way up, and then come into the ESFL, and then maybe even find yourself on an Esports UFC league. So just the competitive scene that's set up right now for EA Sports UFC 4 is really unmatched, and I like to see where things are going, because like you said, these guys are high up there on that OWC, and at least that is like a barrier for entry to say, okay, now let's see like how you stack up against the best in the world,
right? Like, were you actually good, or were you just cheesing some exploits and all that? I mean, this is where the cream separates from the milk. Like, we get to see who's really on top of their game, you know what I'm saying? So if you're out there, if you're watching this and you find yourself in that top half of the OWC, leaderboards, and you feel like you're ready for this shot, go ahead and give us a shout in the Discord, hit us up, see if you can get signed up, or if, you have trouble getting signed up, look at our affiliate leagues, and there's a way for you to get here, man. If you feel like you've got the skills, give it a shot. Just come holler at us. We'll find a way to get you on a card if you feel, if we feel that you've got what it takes. So that's how these guys got here, and you could be the next one. So
and what these guys are still trying to get set up here. And the guys in the back of the truck, let us know if we need to go to another fight that's readied up, and we can come back to this fight. But while these guys are still trying to get prepared to go, we had a huge patch that dropped in some meta changes, and then we had like some new fighters. So fighting on ESFL 99, you got the new updated patch 6. So I'm excited to see how any of those changes play out.
Exactly. And, you got to wonder if we did just see one of those play out. Did they maybe tweak the counter striking, damage a little bit more? Who knows? That's all in the full patch notes, of course. I personally haven't had the time to go over them extensively, not like I want to. I've glanced over and seen some things, but I don't exactly have the ins and outs of those at this time. But we'll see, like I said, what these guys bring to us. Looks like the fight is ready to go.
All right, so we actually got the fight ready to go right now. I think it's going to be TJ versus TJ. And so, like you said before, TJ Dillashaw is a balanced fighter. So these guys are going to be good in the stand-up, and they're going to be good on the ground. And all is left right now is to see, who's the better player. So touching them up, round one.
And we've got Hermes in the red gloves, and we've got Jiu-Jitsu in the blue gloves immediately going for that takedown.
Yeah, right there already is a different complexion from the first fight where it was all stand-up. And now, definitely you want to, utilize the skills that you're good at. And so we got Jiu-Jitsu, of course, that's his name. He's right there on the ground against the cage and already goes into to backside mount.
He's got him postured up, but he doesn't really do any damage. I guess he's, trying to figure out what Hermes was going to do in that situation. Maybe Hermes was just too quick to get the guard up. He's able to regain the guard before he stands up, and then they're back on the feet here.
Yeah, that's a good job of getting right back up to the feet. And look at that, Jiu-Jitsu wants this fight right back on the ground. Yep. Yeah, so let's see right now if Jiu-Jitsu can keep this fight on the ground, or will Hermes be able to stand this back up?
Right now he postures up, but thus far, like you said, it looks like Jiu-Jitsu does have a little bit of an advantage on the ground. He's able to get that denial there. Maybe he's trying to run down some of Hermes' gas tank in this first round. Maybe this is what he's trying to do going forward. Maybe he just wants to keep it down here and turn his head into pudding. We've seen that be a very effective strategy, both in the ESFL and in real life. So
yeah,
he's definitely back sitting, and that's not a good position for Hermes, but he's able to get out of that into the backside control.
Yeah, and he's staying true to his name right now. It looks like he definitely is really well versed on the ground. And here what you see is all of these transition fakes, and a lot of people have problems on the ground, and then they don't do anything that's sophisticated to advance your position. And this is what I'm seeing here. Both guys know exactly what they're doing on the ground, and Jiu-Jitsu able to pass that guard there. And look at him, he's still advancing. Now he's into side mount and still trying to advance in the crucifix.
Yeah, he was denied there, but that was a beautiful job. I loved whenever he got that posture up and slid immediately into the side control to get himself into a more dominant position. And, something else for your opponents to think about. They're not going to be as worried about the posture up since they don't think you're going to throw damage. But if you transition from there as well, that's something else, like I said, just for them to worry about. So this is a good job by Jiu-Jitsu to implement his game plan and, stay a step ahead mentally. He lets him up. You got to wonder if that's also something just to try to get into his head a little bit.
Wow, and he let him up. I don't know if he felt like he did his work on the ground and he got his control time, but now he wants to stand up and do some damage. Yeah,
but Hermes MMA is very dangerous on the feet. That's not. I don't know if that's the best move, but at the same time, we'll see how it plays out. That's why I'm not the one fighting.
Yeah, exactly. But like they always say, if it ain't broke, then don't fix it. And and I felt like he was doing his due diligence on the ground, and he stood up. But it seems like I think I would give that round to Jiu-Jitsu just off of control time.
Yeah, just off control time, and even then, whenever they did start to stand up on the feet, he looked like he was starting to mix it up with them a little bit. He was landing some good shots, and Hermes' head health was starting to go down. So we'll see if that, how big of an impact that has going forward. But yeah, round one definitely, in my opinion, goes to Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, Jiu-Jitsu did a good job. Now it's coming out in his second round. Should he stick with that same game plan, or should he try to switch it up? Because it seems like he got something to prove and he wants to stand up.
I mean, shoot, I would. if there was no danger of anything happening, whenever you had him, on the ground, you were on top of him, raining down shots. Why change it? You said it perfectly. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, don't fix it. All right, so let's see what he comes out there to do. Jiu-Jitsu seemed like he got mixed up there and backed up. And look at there. He tried to look at that. This is what we talked about. A huge rock there by Hermes, and he's going forward, and Jiu-Jitsu is like, okay, I got the notice.
Takedown denial.
Let me go down to the takedown.
Yeah, but Hermes was hit to it, able to stop it. He wasn't able to stop that one. I was just about to say the momentum pendulum seemed like it was starting to swing into the red corner, but Jiu-Jitsu does a good job to take him back to the ground and just get this fight back where he wants it.
Yeah, and so he's going to need to have a significant amount of control time to kind of take this round back. He's already got rocked, and what I'm seeing right now, Jiu-Jitsu is kind of rushing his transitions, and he's hurting himself because he's getting transition blocked. And is hurting his stamina. And look, now
back up.
He's back. Yeah, he's back to the feet.
You know, I gotta wonder why he keeps standing it back up. Like you said, is he trying to prove something? I mean, because there's nothing wrong with having a solid ground game, you know, especially if it gets the job done. You're able to effectively, you know, land some ground and pound shots. And
yeah, especially from that top sprawl position, I think you have the capability to land a few shots and at least get some points there. But you know, he wants to stand his back up, and look, he pulls guard here and he's going straight to
the full mount sweep.
And that's some high level ground stuff right there. Wow, great job there by Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that was really quick how he was able to just get him back down to the ground with the pull guard sweep, and then able to get in full mount and get in position to do some damage. He gets out of that though, and now he's in the side control back into the half guard, and he's just trying to posture up. We're gonna see what he's trying to do here. He's destroying the block right now.
Ground and pound, and he may be taking this round back. The momentum may be switching back to Jiu-Jitsu's favor right here. And look, now he's in this position where he wanted to go, the crucifix.
This is exactly what he's been looking for. He was wanting to do some damage, but he gets back into the side saddle position.
Yeah, and at some point, I feel like, especially right here, you got to be able to accept the position you're in and do the damage where you're at. And now, from top sprawl, he's going for the submissions, and let's see how this plays out. Look at the race right here. It seems like Hermes is in the lead right now, but
it's a lot closer than he would like it to be.
Yeah, Jiu-Jitsu right there in the blue on the right. He's pressing forward. It looks like he's going to Hermes going to escape.
Yeah, but man, there were some nail-biting moments in there for a second. You know, I mean, it looked like that blue bar was starting to fill up pretty quick, but Hermes is not out of a bad position yet. He's in the full mount. He's got him postured up. This is not good for Hermes MMA right now.
One thing to note, if you take that submission deep enough, it's going to leave you in that full mount position. So that's some meta right there. From that top sprawl position, you know, get in the submission, and if you go deep enough, then you can end up in full mount. I like what I saw there. I think I'm gonna have to give that round to Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, and it was close. It was really close because Hermes seemed like he was doing enough on the feet. He got that rock, but I mean, Jiu-Jitsu was just able to get it back to the ground where he wants it to be, like we said, and then he was able to, you know, attack on that submission. I do think that was enough for him to win the round.
Okay, now if you're Hermes, you got to go all out right here, and that's exactly what he's doing. He has all the stamina in the world, and I expect him just go pedal to the metal and not leave anything in the octagon. But he's
at this point,
down where he doesn't want to be.
Exactly.
All right, so here we go again. Another day, same story. Jiu-Jitsu is on top, grinding, getting control time in full mount, doing what he needs to do to get this win.
Yeah, if you're Hermes MMA, man, you got to find a way to get this back to the feet as quickly as possible. Maybe you can slip one of those shots in the ground and pound and get one of those sweeps back up to the feet. But, man, on the ground, it is Jiu-Jitsu's world right now. And, you know, as Hermes, this is not how you want your ESFL debut to go. But at the same time, he's always got that puncher's chance. You know, if he gets back on the feet, it only takes one, as we saw in the last fight. You know, at any moment, it can be over with. He's able to get that reversal. Is this the beginning of, you know, the turning of the tides?
A nice reversal. Now, what you want to do right here, if you Hermes, you don't want to just give away that you're trying to get up, because you know Jiu-Jitsu is going to be leaning on that posture up because he knows that you want to get this thing back to the feet. Now here you can get your free get up here from the side control. Now you need to make sure you keep this fight standing, because this is your only chance to win right now. And we seeing Jiu-Jitsu move his head, and he's fighting real good right now, but Hermes applying the pressure. 2 minutes left.
He's starting to duck his head also, you know. So if I'm Hermes, maybe look for an uppercut or a front kick, because you know he's gonna try and, you know, he's gonna try and get you back to the ground. I mean, For the most part, he has stood and traded with him a little bit, but for the most part, he's just been trying to get this to the ground and do his damage there, you know, take the path of least resistance. But that block is down, the head health is down. Oh, wow. Beautiful body lock slam to get him back on the ground where he wants it. That was a good flurry by Hermes, but it looked like Joe said, nah, let me just go ahead and salt this decision away, gets him back to the ground.
That was that single leg bail and then able to get the takedown, and then here we were talking about this earlier. This is that submission from the side saddle. Very dangerous. And look at this. Look at the race here. It looks like the submission is leading. Look like Jiu-Jitsu might get the sub that he's looking for. This is even
closer than the last one.
Here we go.
Man, I don't know who's going to pull away with this one. Boxer, they got me leaning forward. But Hermes looks like he's able to get out.
Wow.
Just barely.
It was razor close. And that's going to be good in the eyes of the judges for Jiu-Jitsu. And he's in a dominant position. Unless something crazy happens, I definitely think the judges are going to score this 3 rounds to zip for Jiu-Jitsu. And look,
wow, especially now. Especially now.
Put the icing on the cake.
Just put the nice little cherry on top of the sundae. You know, Hermes had some flashes there. He had some moments where it looked like he might have been able to pull out. You know, in that second round, he got that big rock that I feel like would have won him the round if he didn't get, you know, taken back down and, you know, kept getting the ground and pound applied. But it happens, you know. He fought well, but Jiu-Jitsu just seemed to have fought better.
Yeah, let's see what these judges got to say. All 3 judges.
29-26. Okay, we had to wait to see which TJ Dillashaw it was. But yeah, all 3 gave it 29-26. So they did give Hermes round 2. But I guess Joe just did, you know, more than enough in round 3 to get that 10. So
and good job to both of those fighters. And I like really what I see from Jiu-Jitsu, because we got a lot of great strikers in the ESFL. And if you are one of those strikers, then you know now you got a wrestling base that's coming here in the ESFL. And Jiu-Jitsu is not just going to try to stand and bang with you. He's going to do whatever he needs to do to get that win. So we're going to have a lot of conflicting styles here in the ESFL, but great job by Hermes for hanging in there, making it a tough fight. It's always tough fights in the ESFL. Great job, and can't wait to see both of those guys back in the octagon.
Absolutely, man. I'm expecting great things from both of those guys. You know, Hermes, like I said, showed great flashes on the feet, but Jiu-Jitsu, what a dominating ground performance. Great job to him, man. Like you said, it's going to be interesting to see how that mixes with all the great strikers we have here at the ESFL. So.
Yeah, okay, man. It's time to get hyped right now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is what I'm gonna say. Dominator versus Tony J. Tony J was excited last week. Dominator, every time you play in a game, I just see Dominator at the top of the OWC leaderboards, MVP. Let me know what you know about both of these guys.
Well, Dominator, man, like you said, he's been at the top of the leaderboards, and it seems like it doesn't matter where you go, you're going to look at him at the top of the leaderboards. He was the #1 ranked player in France throughout the entire duration of UFC 3. At one point, he was the top Russian-speaking player in UFC 3. And now he wants to come to UFC 4 and bring that same, you know, that same energy, that same heat, that same domination.
Same energy.
Whereas Tony J had an excellent performance last week over Rock Roman. He was able to get that victory. He's 1-0. He's trying to keep that 2-0. And man, if you can get a name like Dominator on your win list, the sky's the limit from there. That'd be a huge win for him, and I know he's looking for it. So,
okay, and then I see this Kobe Covington pickup, and when you talk about Kobe Covington, we definitely want to note his ground game. Because he has a top control of a 95, bottom control of 91. He's going to be trying to take this fight to the ground, and we already know the health and the stamina and the cardio of Kobe Covington is top notch at a 98. So round 1, we got Dominator and Tony J. And look at this, already coming out showing his hands like no touching gloves. I'm here to show out. All right, and look at that catch right there.
Doesn't
And
do
look at
anything
that.
with it. That's still that's enough to be like, hey, no, that's not gonna work today.
Exactly, and you see the skill of Dominator. Look how he's moving his head. Look at the combos. He's catching kicks. He's swaying and he's blocking. I mean, this is gonna be a tough guy. And a huge right hand there by Dominator.
Man, he caught that uppercut, perfect timing, because he was going in for the takedown. I'm surprised it wasn't a rock.
Yeah. Now remember, Tony J showed out last week, and look at that. That was a huge knee coming in on the duck of Dominator. Now, does Tony J want to stay here on the feet, or should he be taking this fight to the ground?
I mean, that's a good question, because you do want to take it to the ground, being Colby Covington and all, but I mean, if you go to the ground with the RDA, you're not exactly safe, man. Like, it's not a good place to be, you know? RDA has such a high submission attribute, and he's got so many different tricky subs that can catch you from almost anywhere. So, I don't know. Yeah. I feel like maybe you should take a chance down there, but
yeah,
give him something to think about with the hands first.
Yeah, and see what I see right now, Dominator got a couple of transition denials, but it seems like their stamina advantage is pretty equal at the moment. But Dominator is pressing; he's landing some of the more clean shots. So right now I get a slight edge to Dominator, but it's pretty even right now. And look at there's a takedown. Oh, but look at there, late denial there by Dominator MVP.
Yeah, that was a beautiful late denial there, just to put the hand down and get back up and get right back to work on the feet. One thing I'm noticing about Dominator, he is just constantly marching forward. Like, he's not giving Tony J any space. He's giving him plenty hands, but no space. And he's right in his face.
Yeah, I mean, this is that pressure style of fighting, and it's so hard to defend. He's right up in your face, and you know your block is going to stay weak. He already has a rock, and that was a beautiful shooting takedown there by Tony J.
Able to get that one.
Yeah, and that's one method that you can use to get the pressure off of you. If you can get the fight to the ground, you're in the center of the cage, you got Colby Covington. Now let's get to work.
Yeah, but Dominator knows that posture up is coming. He's hip to it. He stops it, whereas Covington also stops the transition from RDA. Postures up and gets the half guard. We'll see what he can do from here. Fakes the arm triangle. Fakes it again for good measure. Giving some good ground and pound shots before he finally postures up. And he's getting some good damage off, both to the head and to the body.
Yeah, what I'm seeing now is a very high-level ground game here by Tony J. He's able to posture up, and instead of raining down shots, he goes in for the transition, and he's doing his transition fakes. He's getting this control. I don't know if it's going to be enough to win this round.
That's exactly what I was about to ask you.
Yeah, exactly. But what you want to do is try to get the fight to the ground earlier in the second round if you're Tony J.
Definitely, because I don't think it was enough to win him the round, just because he did end up getting rocked by RDA there on the feet up against the cage. If he had maybe gotten that takedown a little bit before that, I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Yep, and I see these guys show the sign of respect, at least from Tony J. He's like, yeah, I feel you, bro. And here it is again. That pressure is being poured on by Dominator MVP.
He's doing a really good job of slipping the shots, coming back, and then getting his own shots off. I say that as he eats an uppercut from Covington. But yeah, even then, he was in danger, was able to get that good slip back. Oh, man, he almost ducked right under the head kick before he threw it.
That was a good job by Tony J from getting that rock, even when he's getting pressured. And let's see, instead of going up high, he went for the takedown here. Dominator was on that and got another late takedown denial. He missed the pull counter there, but look at Dominator still pouring on that pressure. Tony J moving that head, looking for that takedown.
He's right on top of him, man. It's like, it doesn't matter where he goes. Dominator's glued to him, and he's just trying to find some space right now. Maybe just, no, he was trying to find space, and he said, no, let's clinch up. If you're going to be this close, I'm going to get my hands on you.
Dominator got that gorilla glue. He just glued onto it. Look at a huge left hand there by Dominator. Stand is pouring on that pressure. I would think that Dominator wants to get that rock back.
He does, but Tony J is still swinging, looking for his offense, and he was starting to mix in some body shots there. You got to be careful, especially at this high level of play, man. One uppercut can definitely change the entire complexion of this fight.
Yeah, what I'm seeing here is both of these guys are really trying to get a beat on what punch the other guy's doing, because I'm seeing a lot of missed pull counters. I'm seeing a lot of missed sways, so they really can't get a beat to know if are you going to throw a round strike. But look at there, a huge left hand there by Dominator. He's trying to finish his... Man,
he's able to get off the cage, but man, just like we said, Dominator ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, Dominator stuck to you like glue. And look at that!
Oh my goodness! Oh, caught him with a huge uppercut. He's trying to finish this fight.
Oh, nice duck
Oh,
here!
huge uppercut.
Dominator.
He's up against the cage. He's doing work. Is that enough? No, it's not.
Yeah,
goes for the
Dominator
huge knee to the head.
at work right now. Dominator has brought his lunch in a hard hat, and he is ready to go to battle. Man, he's putting in.
Clocked in.
Yeah, for real. All right, 1 minute left to go. And see, this is what I think is a little too late right now for Tony J to do anything of value on the ground here. He may can survive, but it ain't gonna do enough to win him this round.
No, definitely not. Especially not with that knockdown on the record too. I think he got 2 of them. So I don't, man. This will be enough to stop it from being a 10-8, I think. But Dominator's definitely got his. I'd say he's got his rhythm in this fight. But who knows? You know, Covington has shown himself to be able to get some of those good rocks in those situations. So there's not really too far of a lead. It's not too big of a hill to climb, but he is he's
like
definitely behind right now. He's gonna
that old saying, a day late, a dollar short.
Yep.
You need to come a little bit earlier with that game plan and use some of those perks and stuff that Kobe Covington has on the ground, because he has a workhorse. You're going to use less stamina when you're grappling on the ground, and with that high altitude, strikes consume less stamina during rounds 3, 4, and 5. So that's one perk right here. He's going to be able to put the pedal to the metal if you're Kobe Covington for that higher altitude perk.
I feel like he has to, but that's the thing about it, man. I don't feel like you. It's not a good move to unload the gas tank against somebody like Dominator, who does show that he can counter strike with the best of them. Man, if you just go in there and just try to come out guns blazing, you're gonna get ate up.
Oh, huge combinations here, and look at Dominator.
He's unleashing these hands on the fence. It looks like RDA against Robbie Lawler, man. Just letting him have it.
See, now Dominator's just having fun. He's able to literally throw whatever combination that he wants to, and there's nothing that Tony J can do about it.
No, I mean, he tried to get into the clinch and maybe do some work to this block with some of those knees to the head, that head kick he threw afterwards, but I just don't think, it's too little too late, man. Dominator looks like he's got this one just about wrapped up.
Yeah, nice body kicks, and he's mixing it up. I mean, look at the level changes here by Dominator. If you're the rest of the guys in ESFL, Dominator MVP is putting you on notice, because he is putting on a clinic right now. And look at the head movement. I mean, he is looking phenomenal right now and just taking his time. And that's another thing. You don't have to rush this. You got 3 minutes to go. And let's see how Dominator gets this knockout. Huge knockdown there. Huge right hand by Dominator. That was it, man.
Wow. He just destroyed the body and then went up the ladder. Like, that was, he rocked him to the head, gave him 2 big body shots, got him rocked again, and then just turned the lights out with a huge hook. That was a fantastic performance by Dominator, man. Like, living up to his name.
I mean, literally, if you're topping OWC, now you come into ESFL and you have a dominant position, win, I should say, by Dominator. I mean, you got to be sitting on top of the world right now, and I can't wait to see Dominator climb up these rankings in the ESFL, because it is some stiff competition out there.
Absolutely.
And I can't wait to see how he matches up against some of the best guys in the world. That was an amazing fight.
A lot of those guys are probably in the back, some eyebrows are raised right now.
Yeah,
people are like, hang on now, who's this?
Yeah. But if you're one of those good guys, you got to be focused on what you got in front of you today. And what we got in front of us right now is Gaming Echo versus Crooks. What do you know about these fights?
Man, these are 2 high-level guys, but with Crooks, he he's looking to right the ship right now. He lost to the Dream in his last fight. He's actually on a 3-fight skid right now, so he's looking to turn that around. He's not wanting to make that indicative of his play here. He wants to show that he's better than that. Whereas Gaming Echo lost to Advaita in his last fight, and we saw last week when Advaita fought Rennie. That's not an easy competition. That's not an easy fight for anybody. But he does have a win over Advaita and another one over Hammer. So he's shown that he can beat some of the best guys, and he wants to show that he can do so more consistently. Both of these guys just looking to show that they can be high level and at the top of their game consistently, and they're ready to do it. So
And right now we see that TJ Dillashaw pickup. A lot of people are going to that TJ Dillashaw pickup in bantamweight because he is a balanced fighter. Now with Aldo, he has very nice punch speed and punch power, 94, 93, and he's okay with grappling, but you definitely want to utilize those kicks and those fast hand spurts of Jose Aldo. And here we go, round one. They touching it up. Let's get it on.
Good slip off the rip there by Crooks. Both these guys are just trying to come out there and put a little bit of pressure on, but neither one looks like they're trying to do too much at the beginning. Well, I say that, and then they just start trading three pieces.
Yeah, yeah, man. Crooks, his stand-up is really tricky. I mean, Crooks can download exactly what you're doing and making adjustments on the fly. But look, right now, Echo seems like he is putting the pressure and giving Crooks everything that he can stand right now.
Yeah, he's trying to destroy the computer before the download happens. I mean,
exactly. All right, and so look, right now it seems like these guys are just trying to get a bit.
Oh my God!
There,
he just smashed on his block and then just a front kick right up the middle.
And just like we said, there it is with Crooks, man. He's real tricky. Every time I play Crooks, you can't just get too overconfident because something like that can just end your round. Crooks is up with that knockdown in round one. Let's see if Echo can do anything to mitigate that damage.
He tries to go for the takedown there, but Crooks is hip to it, and he's not letting that happen right now. And like you said, he's just trying to stay in his face and keep the pressure up, man. Because that four piece right there, he's just unleashing. I mean, at this point,
piece of the biscuit.
At this point, he's not worried about a stamina bar. He feels like he can probably get the fight done already. I mean, when you get a knockdown within 2 minutes of round one, how can you not feel that way? So
look at it. 1-2 head kick with Crooks there. The second knockdown of round one. If you're Crooks, you got to be feeling real good about where you're at right now, and you're up in the stamina advantage with 2 knockdowns in round one. What can Echo do?
You probably have a headache. No, if you're gaming Echo, he tried to get the fight to the ground earlier, and that might be, oh my goodness. I was going to say it might be the better route to victory. Jesus Christ, the right hand he throws whenever he goes to the ground.
Crooks is all about business right now. He is not playing around. He hadn't had a win in a while, and he's like, I need this win right here. And this is a good win for Crooks to get right back on the winning path to victory. And, man, this was a crazy fight, man. Good fight by both of those guys.
Yeah, if you're Crooks, that's got to be exactly what you need to get your confidence back where it needs to be. Because, everybody can act like they're not rattled. But you go on a 3-fight losing streak, you notice. You pay attention. You know that, you haven't been fighting to the best of your abilities recently. That's the performance. That's the type of performance that you need to come out and just, go straight to the walls, pedal to the metal, whatever you want to say. Like, he came out on fire and just really did everything that he needed to go get that victory. The early knockdown with that huge head kick, keeping the pressure on, avoiding the takedowns whenever they came. That was just an all-around good performance by Crooks. He came out and, like I said, did what he needed to do. That was
And one thing, if you're gaming Echo, you got to be aware of that 1-2 high kick, and you got to download it and then just duck that high kick. Because that 1-2 high kick definitely was kind of the bane of his existence for this fight. And maybe that's something that I know that he's going to look at and probably learn from. Look forward to seeing Game and Echo come back in the ESFL. Great job by both of those fighters, but today was the day of Crooks. So great job.
And the thing about that 1-2 head kick, that's been a combo that's been in the game. I mean, that's been effective, very effective in the game since the beta. And you would think that, either something else would have taken its place or people would be more cognizant of it. But even when you're ready for it, it can still catch you off guard, man. That's just one of those things.
Because it comes out so quick. You don't know if that uppercut is coming. But now, man, every time that this guy steps into the octagon, a late replacement, we got Maddie 4D versus Yerda, and both of these guys are just the top players in our game, and I can't wait to see what do you know about Yerda and Maddie 4D?
Well, Yerda's right there at the edge of the top 15. He's ranked number 15 right now in the ESFL. He's currently on a 2-fight winning streak. He beat Marshall Machine in his last fight. He beat me over the weekend when we were doing some sparring. So Matty
you can
4D on the
vouch
other
for
hand.
him.
I can vouch for him.
All right.
He's got crazy good pressure, and he's probably going to show that today. Matty 4D beat Perseus in his last fight. That was also on short notice.
Yep.
Matty 4D just seems to be the guy that's in the back, ready by his cell phone. Whenever they call him and say, let's get it, he's ready. So he's hoping to keep that going.
Yeah, Matty 4D got that meta like, let me just hang around here in these replacement fights and just doing all the cleanup work. I see you, Matty. Yeah, but he got his hands full right now with Yerda. And then here it is. This is a mirror match here with Conor McGregor. So I expect an amazing stand-up battle with Conor McGregor. As we know, that's what he's best at. 99 accuracy and 96 punching power. This is going to be a nice stand and bang fight, I'm expecting.
Absolutely, man. Both these guys are about to bring it. I mean, the thing you said, Conor's just got such great stand-up stats, and I'm interested to see the contrast in styles, because Yerda likes to bring that pressure. He likes to be in your face, whereas Matty likes to be on the outside and use slits and head movement and get those counter strikes. So.
All right, so what I'm seeing now is both of these fighters landing a lot of those little body shots. Let's see if one of those fighters can kind of sniff that out and land an uppercut. They're moving their head, and they're just playing that game right now. You're really trying to get a beat on your opponent and understand their tendencies and then react accordingly. Nobody right now has gotten a beat on each other, and they're just in the middle of the octagon, just at a showdown.
Yeah. Both of them, man. This is just one of those Wild West showdowns. They both brought their guns, and they're like, "All right, we're gonna see who's able to come out on top." But so far, it looks like Yerda's taking more of the head damage whenever they come together. So we'll see how that looks going forward. It's still early.
And one thing is with Conor McGregor, one of his weaknesses is his stamina, and they're not leaving any stamina on the table. I mean, they've used up and depleted a lot of stamina, and it's just the middle of the first round.
Yeah, but that goes both ways. So one of them might be starting to look like he's getting ahead with the stamina, but they are both still Conor McGregor. So at any moment that could be gone.
Yeah, exactly. And I really can't tell right now who's in the lead, but we got Matty 4D. He's kind of landing some of the better shots right now, I would say. But Yerda is right there in the pocket, just returning everything that Matty 4D has to offer.
Yeah, neither one seems too worried about what's coming back their way. They had a little moment right there where they were just waiting on the other to make the first move, but I mean, you can tell that they respect each other, but neither one is going in, afraid. Yerda's not afraid to just keep pushing the pace and pushing the tempo and staying right in his face.
Woo! I like some of these combinations that Yerda is throwing out. We're coming up on the last minute of the first round, and Yerda is applying that pressure, and it seems like he's had Matty D on the back foot. So this is going to be interesting how the judges score it, especially nobody had a rock, nobody had a knockdown, nobody had a takedown. So how do you score this fight? Is it going to be octagon control that the judges see in this fight?
I mean, to be honest, I feel like they kind of have to at this point, because the stand-up is so even. It's so back and forth. I'm very hard pressed to tell you who's winning the majority of these exchanges. It'll feel like Matty's winning the exchange, then Yerda puts something on him. Or it'll feel like Yerda's winning the exchange, then Matty puts something on him. I mean, they both got about the same amount of stamina. I guess you have to score octagon control, and if you're doing that, you give it to Yerda. But
I mean, chat, you tell me. Who won that round? I have no idea. I'm just commentating, trying to see like what the strategies are, but I do not know who won that round. That was an even round right there. I do not know how to call it. Thank goodness I'm not a judge.
Exactly. We're just along for the ride at this point.
Yeah, exactly. But if you're Matty 4D, I think you want to stay, both of these guys, stay with your game plan, and maybe you can download one of those combinations and get a beat on your fighter, take a chance, move your head, and get a rock. So touching them up, sign of respect. Round 2, let's go.
Just already off the rip, you see Matty gets his head snapped back, but even then he was able to get some damage of his own off. Again, it's just so back and forth. It's really hard to tell who's pulling away.
Yeah, right now I'm looking at the damage that's being done, and it seems like Matty 4D is putting damage on that block, and he's putting damage on the head a little bit more. So let's see, but he has to watch his stamina. It's such an even matchup right now. Both of these guys very skilled, and that was a nice spinning back kick there by Matty 4D.
This is really good matchmaking. Oh my goodness, Matty gets the first rock
down. Now look at this. Matty 4D decided not to jump on him and keep the fight standing.
I do not know why. I mean, maybe he's just trying to, send a message, but in a situation like this, man, this high level of play, I'm not giving nobody no chances. If I knock somebody down like that, I'm jumping on them.
You're gonna take whatever's presented to you. But one thing with the Matty and the 4D camp, they like to put on the show. They like to be entertaining. And he's like, look, let's keep this thing standing. I'm a boxer, you're a boxer, and let's see who wins in this stand and bang match. I think that is established.
If they're both boxers, who are you?
Yeah, I know, right, man. But yeah, look at, and you're the coach.
And that's why I'm wondering if him not jumping on him could have been a mistake, because who knows how many of those he's got left in him.
Yeah, you can't decide to get a cute win in the ESFL. Like take whatever you're given. If you got a knockdown and you can jump on them, man, take it.
You can't play with none of these people, man. If somebody's in the ESFL, they're here for a reason. Like you cannot play around here.
Everybody affiliated with the ESFL is good. I don't care if you in the commentary booth or you the guy putting the stats together. These guys are some of the best in the world. Seriously,
man.
But all right, here we go. Now it's still even to be. Rock, man. 1-2 head kick. Matty 4D finishes in style out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. The announcer Jake still undefeated. As soon as you said it looks about even, that foot said no.
Matty 4D like, look, man, I got this. I don't need to go down and jump on nobody. My stand-up game is legit.
He showed that off there, man. Oh, wow. He caught him right over the top of that hook. That was a beautiful kick. It looked like he was throwing something else with the right hand. Yeah, he was trying to throw that uppercut. That vulnerability. Oof. Now he's sleeping.
This fight could have went either way. But it was just, hey, Matty 4D saw an opportunity and he took it. And once you get rocked, once you get knocked down, you really got to be careful from that point on. And Matty 4D was able to get another, replacement victory. Wow. Good job to both of those fighters. Can't wait to see Yurda back. But tonight was a night of Matty 4D. Great job.
Yeah, and Matty 4D is just ready to snipe that sign-up sheet whenever they put it up next.
I ain't going to sign up. I'm not going to even sign up.
I'm going to wait.
Yeah, y'all just hit me up. Okay.
They're going to be like, sign-ups are open. He said, who all over there? And then he's just going to wait and make his appearance.
We on to you, Matty. Yeah, I'm just joking there. But, all right, so, man, now, hey, this is one of my favorite matches right now because I have a hard time against both of these guys, aka Bugsy versus OG Bulldog. Fought Bulldog over the weekend, man. He definitely he tuned me up, showed me what this thing is really about. So I really can't wait to see Bulldog's how he's gonna fight here in the ESFL today. What you know about both of these fighters?
Man, this is the fight that I put my eyes on earlier on in the pre-show. This is going to be, like I said, I love rematches because you've had the time to figure out this guy. You've had the time to figure out how did he beat me last time, or what did I do well last time? What's he going to try and do to adjust? And we're just going to see, like I said, the new wrinkles in both of their games. Bugsy is 1-0 in this series. He beat OG Bulldog via decision at ESFL 90. So, Bulldog is not only trying to avenge that loss, but he's trying to get a finish here just to show, just get a little extra salt in the wound. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they got going for us here, man. This is going to be a good fight.
I have to say, this is the dream matchup that if you're just a UFC fan in general, this is what you want to see. Tony Ferguson versus Khabib Nurmagomedov. And this in the game, this is interesting. Khabib has a 98 top control and Tony Ferguson has a 98 bottom control. So whenever you're on the ground, I really want to see like what happens whenever you had those two juggernaut stats like clash up against each other. Round
unstoppable
one,
force, immovable object.
You know what we want to do right off. coming to take you down. And Bulldog is like, no, like, look, I'm well more versed than that. Let's keep this thing standing. Wow.
One thing I loved from the beginning, like, Khabib went for that early takedown, and it seemed like Bulldog was already reading it. He had the knee up there. It was just out of range. So, that's interesting right there. Bugsy is shooting relentlessly.
Yeah, this is how you play with Nurmagomedov. It's like, look, you know what I'm trying to do. Not today. It ain't gonna be $1 late, $1 short. I'm coming right from the start.
Yeah, Bugsy said, you know why I'm here.
Exactly. I'm here to take you down, but you got to be careful if you do get to fight you down. But look at this.
A good late denial there.
Oh, man. See, this is why the game is so interesting because you see so many different fight styles. We're seeing totally different animations from just a stand-up game, and this is a lot of meta being played out right now.
A lot.
Literally, look, you get a takedown here by Bulldog, and look at
for 2 seconds, we're right back on the feet. Goodness gracious, this is wild and not in the way I expected. Like, this is just trading takedown attempts, and then now they're like, all right, let's go ahead and try some on the feet stand up. Good slip there by Bulldog. Bugsy right back on the legs trying to take him down. But Bulldog did do it. Doesn't let him get the pull guard.
Woo, man, Bugsy is like, I'll take this fight to the ground any way I can get it. Pull guard, ankle pick. I'm trying to do everything. Like, and he finds himself, he's on the ground, but he's on the bottom.
Yeah, Bulldog was able to sniff that out, and then he was able to get his own takedown.
Look at this ground game, man. Now, this is one fight that I'm going to watch back because I literally seen a lot of the ground animations all in the very first half of the first round. And look, right now, we got Bulldog in control here with a strong Khabib Nurmagomedov on the ground.
Yeah, it's crazy that, Bulldog's got him on the ground like this. We've seen more takedown attempts in the first 2 minutes than we have in entire fight cards, and then Ferguson's able to get the pull guard and the sweep to full mount.
Full guard sweep,
and
man.
He gets postured up. This is not where Bugsy wants to be, even if you do have Khabib. You do not want to be here with anybody on top of you, much less Tony Ferguson.
You know what this is? These are two guys. Look at this dropping these bombs, man. Oh,
goodness, he's doing some damage.
These are two guys that you see in rank. You be like, oh my goodness, is it Bugsy? Is it Bulldog? And now they got to fight each other. We seeing the big dogs in the yard going against each other.
Absolutely.
And we see a lot play out. And one good thing about this, man, you see all of the strategy and the meta of this game play out when you have fighters of this caliber going back and forth. Look at that.
He goes for the takedown at the end of the round, but
Tony Ferguson.
the round was over. That round flew by, number one. Number two, how do you score that? Number three, what's going to happen next? That was an entire action movie right there, just in the first round. Like, what happened?
That was, man, are you not entertained? If I'm either one of them guys, I mean, man, I hope you got your controller plugged in because it's taking a lot of input right now.
Wow. I feel like I'm just picking up the pieces after a tornado. I don't know how, what got where. We're here.
Everything
this is goodness. We're here.
Everything going on.
Oh my goodness.
Down, get ups. Like, man, what is going on right now?
Everything is going on right now. I feel like somebody's doing taxes right now. Like, there's some of everything happening. Oh my God. I told you he had the read on it. He was able to catch the knee, and now he's rocked. Bugsy's in trouble, and Bulldog is just staying right on top of him, trying to put that pressure. Gets another right hand rock. Bugsy's trying to bobblehead to get out of there, but man, Ferguson's just doing the damage. It looks like he's starting to take the initiative here, but he's getting hammered with these hands. Bugsy's
my goodness.
Boxer, I need to breathe.
It's just going back and forth right now, man. Bulldog applying the pressure, got a rock, but then Bugsy was able to come back, vice versa. I mean, these guys are not leaving nothing on the table. They're throwing everything at each other and the kitchen sink. Man.
They're pulling the foundation up from the house. They're throwing everything.
Let me get some of that plywood and throw it at you, man. Blocks.
They're grabbing bricks from the gate like Craig.
Yeah, man. Even some of that chalk outline tape. I need some of that. Give me some of the blue.
Give me the painter's tape.
Everything. I mean, man. But this is what we.
Oh! Whoa! And, the quick rage quit.
Yeah, in a hurry. Wow.
That was a car crash that went on for about 10 minutes. Like,
seriously, just tumbling and rolling.
What in the world? They rolled down a hill. That was. I'm tired, box.
Yeah, for real, man.
I'm tired. My heart is going. I need some water. I'm sweating.
Who was that? Was that was Bulldog with the win, correct?
Yeah, Bulldog got the win. He was able to get that uppercut to finish it off. What a way to finish the PlayStation half of this card. I'm lightheaded, boxer.
Yeah,
that's not even cap. I need to sit down.
Like, seriously, man, I'm gonna have to take a swig of water. I'm here to tell you, man, OG Bulldog is legit. And Bugsy is legit too, man.
If you disagree with either of them, go tell them that. Like, see what they do to you.
Exactly. I'm telling you, if you're Bugsy, great fight. It's no reason to be upset. Come back to the ESFL. Fight some of these other guys. You're going to be in the action, in the mix for a long time to come. But I can't wait to see Bulldog climb those rankings and get some tougher competition, because I'm telling you, Bulldog got some hands also.
Man, what? Clearly, like, just the fact that he was able to fight off that grappling onslaught, put his own stand-up in the mix, do his own grappling. Listen, he was number 12 before that fight. Get him a top 10 opponent, maybe even a top 5 guy. I can't wait to see what Bulldog does next. Yeah, I mean, that's a guy who I had seen in the UFL, and he just blew through that competition, made his way here, and is really showing that he belongs, man. He's making a name for himself. That's
a fun fight. That's a fun fight.
There are more fights still to go. Yeah. Wow. Like, if we was to end the card right there, I'd be happy. But since we have more, I'm overjoyed.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Now we got Kane versus, is it Canio? Am I saying that right?
I believe it's Canio. That's what the back told us earlier.
Kane versus Canio.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. So we're just going to have to call them by who they're using as fighters. But Kane himself, this is both guys' debut. Kane got in the ESFL through the Online World Championships, and he thinks that he'll win the fight wherever it goes. He's predicting himself a knockout in the second or third round, whereas Canio became a two-way champion through the affiliate league, the IXC, and then he became a primetime champion. So he's worked his way up. That's not to say Kane hasn't worked his way up either, but Canio has had a little bit more, I'd say, live competition, just more competition with people watching, because that does make all the difference, man. Whenever you got people on you, that eye in the sky don't lie. You can't be like, oh, my controller did this, or ain't no excuses. Everybody saw it. So.
Okay, so now if these guys stick with these picks right here, it looks like we're going with another RDA and Colby Covington. Now, one thing with RDA, he has some great kicks. So if you're going to be using RDA, I definitely would like to see you use those crazy legs perks. That's a roundhouse and switch kicks are faster and more accurate. And that kick speed and that kick spout power at 95 and a 91. So he can do a lot of damage with his legs if you're RDA. And of course, if you're Canio, you definitely want to be utilizing all of that groundwork that Covington has. So let's see what happens. Who's going to be able to utilize their fighter the best?
Yeah. I mean, if you're RDA, like you said, I work the kicking game. I try to keep some distance, work some of those push kicks if he's getting too close to you, work the switch kick when he's coming into range. But again, we'll have to just see what these guys are doing. He's looking like he's wanting to throw hands right now. He was trying to throw a front kick there, but got caught in the leg and fell down for it. Colby Covington caught the kick, but didn't take him down. You got to wonder if, maybe he's trying to play on the feet a little bit before he does take him to the ground.
Oh, and he
huge overhand.
In a huge overhand to
then he gets a beautifully timed takedown. That was
counter and the takedown, man. That definitely puts you like out in front right now. And you got Colby Covington, with all of this control. Let's see if he can keep the fight here and advance his position.
He's doing a good job of denying these transitions as well. And gets his own transition into the half guard. So
and that's a snake. And one thing that people got to know, when you transition up and you want to get that transition, you got to have more stamina to pull that off. And he was able to get a nice transition up denial. And here it is again. He transitions up. He has more stamina, and now he just snakes his way to the full mount, landed some huge ground and pound.
Yes, sir. He's not trying to play around at all. He's just trying to get to the full mount, get into that postured up position so he can land his own ground and pound and, do that work that way. Because as we've seen, the ground and pound is a great investment. You can tire your opponent out. You can destroy that block. You can do a lot of good damage to their head or to their body. So, Canio looks like he's trying to make the most out of that. Like you said, Covington's got great top game stats, and he's just trying to make sure he uses all of that right now.
Yeah, right now he's going to be grinding on Kane right now because the cardio of RDA is not only, but it's a 94. It's not as high as Kobe Covington. So you want to keep that Kobe Covington perks that he has on the top where he can drain your stamina. You want to stay on top as long as you possibly.
Good job by RDA to get up, but he's not in a good position here. He has no stamina up against the fence. Oh, good left hand. Oh,
man, these guys are definitely doing a lot of defensive movements here.
Yeah.
And they're back to their feet, and here it is. Now you get those leg kicks coming out. It might be a little bit too late in this round, but you definitely want to try to do some damage on those legs. Take down.
It might not be too late, especially if he's able to get some, if he's able to get him thinking about the leg kicks and then he can drop one up top. You never know. That could change the complexion of this fight very quickly.
Yeah, definitely. But he needs to get to work quick, fast, and a hurry because it's only 40 seconds left.
And yeah, as it sits so far, this was definitely Canio's round. So he's got to look to make his adjustments and make them quickly if he wants to try and steal this one back.
Yeah, Canio coming up on the last 10 seconds. Kane applying that pressure, but he's not doing enough damage here. And another takedown to solidify this round. Have to give that round to Canio.
Yep. He came out and, I love the way he was able to, throw that overhand, catch him on the whiff, and then while RDA was in that, that stunned state from the overhand, he was able to take him down immediately. So that was a really good move there by Covington. Very smart, very high-level play.
Yeah, and one thing I'm seeing by Canio, this is his ESFL debut. So he's not going to be trying to do anything flashy. He's not going to be trying to, do anything cute and he just want to come in here, do what he needs to do, showcase his skills, and get the win. And that's what I'm seeing. He's going for those takedowns at the right time also. He's just not shooting for him like we saw with Nurmagomedov earlier. He's waiting on the right time.
Yep. He's playing a very smart game plan right now. Anytime, like, he'll start to put the pedal down with his striking, and then he makes sure he gets into some kind of grappling engagement, be that a clinch, a takedown shot. He's doing some damage, and then he's not giving RDA the chance to return.
Yep. And if you're RDA, I mean, you got to utilize these kicks. Like, what is your strategy here? You're not trying to go to the ground. I mean, you're not really winning the boxing battle with the hands. You're not. And then as soon as I see it, oh my goodness, what's up with the
every time?
Okay.
He slid him on the high kick. Goodness!
Wow! Just take the words right out of my mouth, Kane. Like, seriously. I mean,
and now he's got him going for a submission.
That was a quick turnaround if I ever did see one.
Yeah, see, it only takes one to get that started, man. He got the snowball rolling, and it just kept going down the hill. He was able to get that good slip straight, and I think he followed it up with a hook that got a huge knockdown, and then he got another one with that nasty head kick. So now we got Canio back on top.
Yeah, well, he's getting his Christmas decorations ready early if he building that snowman right now because it's about to snowball. Like, seriously, wow, I was not expecting to see that. And look at there, got this another slip.
He's trying to deck the halls right now.
For real. And I feel like now Kane is in the lead. Let's see if
he's in the driver's seat, but this road is slick, man, because his head health is looking like it's not in the best place. And that's crazy because he's the one that got the 2 knockdowns, but maybe RDA just doesn't have that same kind of chin.
Wow.
I don't know, because if I'm being honest, I don't feel like Kane has eaten as many big shots as Canio has, what with the 2 knockdowns and everything. And I know that Covington's power isn't all that. So maybe the ground and pound was just wild.
Yeah, I mean, both of these guys have similar chins. Kane has RD. Yeah, RD. Oh, look at that. Huge right there. Yeah, I was getting ready to say both of their chins about the same, 95 and 94, with the slight edge of Covington. So it's really no advantage there, but man, these guys are going back and forth on the feet, and surprisingly, Kane coming out with rocks and a knockdown in this round.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely taking this round back. I don't think there's enough time left for Canio to be able to take it back. He got knocked down twice. I mean, that's a lot of ground to make up. But, you know, hooks like that will definitely help you climb that mountain.
Yeah, but he has one round in the bag, and then coming up in round 3, I got to say it's going to be 1-1, and whoever takes that third round is going to be the winner of this match.
Absolutely. This fight is very much on the table, so now we're just going to go. Oh, he almost slipped into that knee. That could have been disastrous. But as I said, the fight is still on the table. We're going to see who's ready to go take it. You know? Man,
yeah, you can't ask for nothing better in your ESFL debut. It comes down to a barn burner right there in the third round. You got beat around, and then you was able to come back and then solidify a round. So who wants it more? Who's going to be more focused here in the third round to end up taking this match? Very important match, especially if it's your ESFL debut.
Yeah, but I think one thing is very safe to say right now, Boxer, both these guys' stock is rising quickly. I mean, both these guys know how to put on exciting fights, and, you know, I can't speak for everybody, but I'm looking forward to seeing what both of them have coming up.
Yeah, what I'm seeing, Kane is trying to sniff out that straight shot by Canio, and because he's leaning his head now. If you're Canio, start throwing some of those hooks. And man, these guys are reading each other. You know, they're just not throwing anything. Look at there.
Yeah, and if you're Kane, you got to be a little careful because Colby does have that stamina advantage, which is, I mean, not surprising with Colby's gas tank, but
yeah, Colby in that third round definitely has that has that higher altitude perk. Oh, yeah. Look at as soon as we said it, a huge rock there and a huge overhand.
That knockdown was gross.
And Canio pouring it on, and you're
trying to survive. He does so. I did not think he was going to make it out of there, Boxer. I did not think Kane was going to see the end of this exchange. I was going to say the end of this fight, but it's a little early for that.
Yeah, he had that one head slip, and it allowed him to stay in this match. But let's see what Kane has to do. He's going to have to utilize. Now, he goes for the takedown, which is surprising because I think at this point you need a knockout or a rock or a knockdown. And he's on the right track here.
Yeah, but he's making me nervous with how close he's throwing these kicks. He doesn't care how deep in the pocket Covington is. He's not afraid to kick.
Wow. And it's surprising that Kane is the one going to the takedown and wants to take Covington to the ground because I really feel like he needs a knockout. All right, he has his takedown. Let's see what he wants to do with it. But he was not able to get into side control.
No, he wasn't. That was a good sweep there by Covington to regain his feet. Oh, but a good front kick there by RDA to catch him on the way in.
All right, if Kane is going to...
that might have just stolen it.
Yeah, that was his opportunity right there. If he was going to come back, he would have needed to get that knockdown. But then Canio able to get a knockdown of his own, and now Canio is applying that pressure.
That block is low.
Yeah, and if I was either one of these guys, especially Canio, I would be real careful about how aggressive you get here because you do not have that much chin strength right now.
No, I feel like Canio is up in this fight at this current moment, but, you know, Kane's able to get the ground, he's able to get the fight to the ground. We'll see if he can put some ground and pound in. I don't think he has enough time to go for a submission, but with Covington having the stamina advantage, you got to wonder, you know, how's this last minute going to play out?
Yeah, it seems like I don't know where he's trying to get into a dominant ground position and land some ground and pound. You just don't have enough time right now. Last 20 seconds, we seen a lot of stuff happening. Knocked down there by Canio, and he's pouring on the pressure.
Oh, what a huge knee! Is RDA going? Stop! What? No, Boxer, don't. What? He's got 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness! What?
I don't either. Judge. I mean,
I don't think the judges want to be judges right now. How could they? What?
Talk to me. Right. I'm not going to call it because
all right. So I'll just
call it's going to be the opposite.
I feel like round 1 was clearly Canio. He was able to get the takedown, had some good control there. Round 2, Kane was able to come back, had the 2 knockdowns. Round 3 was absolute bedlam. You had knockdowns on both sides, but I think Canio had more. I think he, again, it all went by. It's just kind of a blur, but I think Canio had 2 knockdowns. Hang on, let me shut up and listen to the judge. Okay.
Okay, yeah, he
I'm
just
sorry, I
didn't do
talked over
enough.
the scores.
Oh yeah, it's fine. He just didn't do enough. But right there at the end, man, that fight literally could have gone either way. You guys make a petition for them to run that fight back, man. That was easy.
If y'all make the petition, I'll sign it twice. Like, that was insane. 3 knockdowns on both sides. I'm glad we're getting a chance to take a look at the numbers, but it looked like Colby just landed more and, landed more at the right times. But hats off to both of those guys. That was a spectacular performance. I mean, you can't take anything away from either of those guys after that.
Yeah, exactly. We got some really good fights in the card so far. Some very close fights, very surprising. But we got now finally another member of the EK camp, EK Warrior versus Sunrise. What you know about these fighters?
EK Warrior was recognized throughout the online world championships. He's had people vouch for him. And like you said, he's with that EK camp. So,
okay,
we're actually getting word from the back that fight has been canceled. So, forget anything I just said. We're actually going.
Okay.
So what we're actually going to do is move on to the next fight, which is going to be ICB Clover versus T4H Recognize. So that's going to be, another high-level fight. Clover.
Yeah, go ahead. What you know about both of these fights?
Clover had a good fight last week against Rio Blitz. That was a wild back-and-forth Holloway-Volkanovski exchange where Clover was able to come out in the 3rd round, and he was able to win that by ground and pound from the full mount. Whereas T4H Recognize is returning after a little bit of a layoff. His last fight was a loss to Slick Colt, but hey, Slick Colt is an incredible competitor. So, I feel like I say that a lot about people who are coming off losses, but hey, man, there is no shame in losing to anybody in this ESFL league. There are so many high-level players, like, you can't win them all,
Clover, we've seen how great he is. And then this is one of my favorite divisions, is this middleweight divisions. And we got a very dangerous fighter in Jacare Souza because he has great stand-up and he's good on the ground. And it seems like this is going to be a mirror match. And one thing that's good about picking Jacare in a competitive scene, he has great submissions, all right? And then also he has a great stand-up. He may be a little lacking in the stamina department, but that's about it. And you got to really understand all of the angles of the game to be successful at beating a Jacare Souza. So I can't wait to see these two high-level fighters utilizing such a great character in the game.
Absolutely. With somebody like Jacare, you're not safe anywhere. I mean, if you're on the feet at any point, he's got heavy hands. He can knock you down. He can get you into the clinch and get you with a number of submissions from there. If he takes you to the ground, you're in danger at any given moment. But hey, T4H recognizes coming out from the jump. He's trying to put some pressure on, but Clover's able to get some sways, and he's trying to fire back. He's the first one to go to the ground, but recognized it.
Yeah, definitely recognized that. I mean, he was applying that pressure early, and then the only way out sometimes is for those guys to shoot against that takedown, and then he was even recognizing the takedown, so he wants to keep this fight standing. And right now I have to give the early advantage to Recognize.
Yeah, he's trying to pull away so far, but Clover's not out of it yet. He's just trying to find those openings, because you can tell he's looking to set up a counter shot. He's just trying to move his head around. He's able to get into the clinch. Maybe he's looking for a different look as he takes this fight to the ground. He's got back sitting. Yeah,
now see that.
So this is what.
Yeah, this is
this is what Clover's looking for.
Yeah, and see, here's the thing: if you're one of those high level fighters, if your game plan A is not working out, then now they're going to game plan B, and you don't want to just stick it out on the feet if it's not working. And this is why you pick some of these fighters that has a good stand up and a good ground game. So right now we're seeing Glover switch it up, recognize that it's not working out for him on the feet. But he was not able to keep it there, and now he's back into the realm where Recognize wants his fight.
Exactly. And one thing I am noticing, it seems like Clover is using quite a bit of stamina. He's throwing a lot of these slips, and some of them are being recognized as naked slips. So that's taking some of his own stamina as well. Something you got to keep an eye on, especially against a guy like Jacare who can choke you out at any given moment, especially when your stamina goes down.
Yeah, I feel like Clover is just applying the right amount of pressure. He's keeping that stamina high. He's not throwing like long combinations, but he's in that pocket, moving his head and throwing strong combinations. Just as I said it, huge right hand, and he's going high, low. He's switching levels, and he's looking real good right now. TH4 putting on the pressure.
Yeah, Recognize is doing a good job of, like you said, mixing things up. He's changing levels. He's throwing, different types of strikes. He's throwing round strikes. He's throwing straights, and it's hard to get a read on what he's doing at this current moment.
Yeah, right now, Recognize is just showing you that technician of being the boxer and the sweet science.
Man.
And then look at there, able to he's on that takedown denial, and you can see his block kind of just like blinking there. He's blocking high, he's blocking low, he's cognizant of everything, and he's piling that pressure. It's like that.
He finally finds that counter shot that he was looking for.
Wow, man, just out of nowhere. Was that enough to take the round back?
Well, that's actually a good question because he did get that takedown, but he didn't have much control time. I personally don't think it was enough because I feel like Recognize was just landing more. He was able to do more with the pressure, but
a knockdown in this game, man, scores a lot of
put
points.
him on notice.
And that is one of my favorite shots in the game, that pull counter uppercut. It is so deadly, and that's what we saw.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Gets a good takedown and now goes for the knee and gets the uppercut there. To get another rock that sets up that knockdown with the left hand by Jacare, by Recognize.
Recognize saying, yeah, you better recognize me. Just because you got that knockdown, I'm still coming, and I'm in control.
Yeah, he didn't seem too worried about that at all.
Yeah, just like, oh, yeah, let me brush that dust off my shoulders real quick. Get right back to it.
If you feeling like Recognize, go and brush your shoulders off. Oh my goodness, Kansas with the uppercut.
There it is. All right, huge ground and pound.
That's it.
Can he get
That's it.
Recognize coming a little bit too strong, a little bit too often, brushing his shoulders off, feeling like a pimp.
And Recognize, man, he came in and he filled that entire octagon with uppercuts. I mean, it seemed like every time that Clover was getting something going, he was eating an uppercut before his troubles. He'd get into the clinch and he would eat an uppercut. He'd go for a takedown and get denied and then eat an uppercut. We're looking at the replay and it's an uppercut. I mean, it was just everywhere. Yeah. It was just, that was clearly the strike of choice that Recognized used, and I mean, it was effective. Those uppercuts are gross.
Now, one thing I do like about Clover, even though he was facing a lot of adversity, he was able to stay focused. He was able to stay committed to his game plan, and he did give himself a chance to win that fight. And that's all you want. He had that nice pull counter, and he got that knockdown. And I feel like he could have won that fight. It just didn't go his way. But that's what you want to do in competitive games. It may not go your way all the time, but as long as you give yourself a chance, as long as you stay with your game plan and you know what you're doing, you know why you lost. Great job by Clover, but tonight was a night of Recognized. Great job. Okay, now we got word from the guys in the back of the truck about what fight do we have coming up next.
I believe that the next fight we have is Jakey B and Pablo Grips. I could be incorrect about that, but I'm pretty sure that's the next fight.
I think we're going back to that last fight. Is it going to be EK Warrior versus Sunrise? I think that's the one. We say we're going back to that last fight. So let's proceed on with that. EK Warrior versus Sunrise.
Okay, that's my apology on the.
No problem.
Having the wrong one. But yeah, EK Warrior, like I said, has been recognized throughout the online world championships, and he feels like this is his chance to prove himself that he belongs. Same thing with Sunrise. This is both of their debuts, and Sunrise climbed up the leaderboard, says he beat a few of the top ESFL guys in ranked, and that gave him the confidence and the courage to sign up. So now we're going to see he's excited for this chance to prove that this is where he belongs as well. So we've seen a lot of good things coming from guys making their debuts today. Hopefully these two will keep that trend up, man, and we'll get a lot of new, fresh competition for this ESFL because I love it. There's so many high-level people, and we're just getting more and more. So, I mean, that's better for guys like us. We get to sit and watch, all these great players come in and do their thing. So,
and as you said, he got his courage up. Like, whenever you're just getting out there in the online ranked championships, like as you go up the rankings and you know that competition is going to get stiffer and stiffer, it is a confidence that you got to have to stay like climbing those leaderboards, because you got to keep doing it and keep doing it. And then to step outside of that and say, hey, I really want to test my skills against the best. I commend anybody that comes into this ESFL octagon and puts it all on the line and let everybody hear it while we yelling over your fights and stuff. And now showing respect. You were in round 1 in the middle of the octagon. Let's see what happens here. EK Warrior versus Sunrise.
This is an interesting pick with the Sandhagen versus Garbrandt, because I mean Sandhagen's got some skill, he's got some reach, but you don't see him used as much in competitive. At least I don't. Maybe he's one of these hidden gems, and maybe he's gonna get his head knocked off. We don't know.
Maybe this is the reason. And then you got Warrior just pouring it on with Cody Garbrandt, and he's looking very comfortable here. You gotta love this. And look at there, he's just pouring on the pressure, and it's just too much head damage that Sunrise
that almost finished him off. He was able to get that slip to get just out of range, but that 1-2 head kick was dangerous.
Yes, seriously.
And goes for the takedown there, which is probably a good move, but just not able to get it. But he's throwing cartwheel kicks at him. Come on, man.
Okay, now EK Warrior is just doing what he want to do. We having fun now. He's throwing everything.
Oh, we throwing cartwheel stuff now?
Yeah, now it's a walk in the park. Now Sunrise, he needs to come back and get some respect on his name, and let's see.
You got to put something on him. You can't let him keep doing this. You got to.
Yeah, at least hit him back. You got to do something. Don't you come back to this house without at least giving him a black eye.
Sandhagen's doing a good job of fighting off the back foot, but you know the key phrase of that is fighting. Like it feels like he's just kind of trying to get out of range, and he's doing a good job of getting out of range for a second. But then Warrior's just right back on him, and he's putting no shots on him.
Oh, look at that huge!
You can't let him put 4 on your body like that, man. You gotta. It's so easy to say from where we are. Now that's what you need to do. Throw the spinning elbow, throw something to make him think, all right, hang on, I can't just go in and march and do what I want to do.
That's all we wanted to see. We wanted to see something coming back out of Sunrise, and he's showing you, I belong here. And look, you're just not going to be able to just to do whatever you want to. And look at here. Now we got Sunrise getting a takedown, and can he get some control time? But
can he get his bike back?
Yeah, exactly. He's back to his feet. And man, a minute to go, he's still not out of the woods yet. Oh, no. Huge down.
He's going deeper into the woods, and it does not look good.
Look at this. EK Warrior is like, look, come on back. Come on back to this grindhouse, because I'm keeping this thing standing. You know what?
It's his own 1-2 head kick though, and some good knees. He's showing moments. He's showing his moments, but
he's showing moments. He's dangerous. Sunrise is dangerous, and I give him respect by taking Sandhagen, not one of the best fighters in this division. And he's right there. Last 20 seconds of the fight, he's got a rocket.
Woo! He's still awake. He's still in it.
But I don't think it didn't come out.
I don't think it's enough to take the round, but it's enough to put him on notice, at least to let him know, hey, I am here to fight.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, once you get that head health hurt, like, you have to be careful. I don't care how far up you're in that fight. You have to be careful, because anything can snowball, like we said.
Yup. It only takes a minute to for everything to come crashing down, you know.
Like, but I was winning. Like, nah, you got to finish.
So was Michael Johnson.
Yeah, exactly. You're right about that. All right, but here it is. EK Warrior back to business as usual, applying that pressure, and Sunrise able to get the fight back to the center of the octagon.
Sunrise does look like they're starting to get a little loose, though. Especially, I mean, they're catching some of the timing on these lunges. Oh, wow! As soon as
you say it, nice counter, nice combination. And EK is like, look, I've had enough of this, man. You did your thing in the first round, came back, but I'm here to handle business and clean it up.
Man, I mean, a good performance by Sunrise, but Warrior was just too far ahead, man. I mean, that power of Cody Garbrandt is something to behold, especially against, Sandhagen's chin, which is still a bit of an untested waters here in ESFL. Not too many people use them, but
respect picking Corey Sandhagen Yeah,
Let's stick to his guns. You know, I'm not mad at that at all.
Yeah, I don't want to see any of those fighters on ranked. I mean, come train me any day on Sunrise. You know, or I slipped the name.
Oh, Sunrise and EK Warrior.
EK Warrior, yeah, both great job to both of those fighters, especially EK Warrior coming out, showing his skill, and I can't wait to see who he fights coming up in the next ESFLs, because it's going to be a lot of great guys clashing coming up. But up next, man, huge fight. What do we have coming up?
We got Jakey B versus Dev Raider.
Okay.
Jakey B is currently on a 2-fight win streak. He's finished both of those fights with some ground and pound. He's looking to remain undefeated, and he's looking to implement his ground game in this fight. You know, we got a little word from the back. He said he was going to try and do some grappling, so we'll see what happens against Dev Raider. He's looking to bounce back off the loss of Suave Jamie, but I mean, you know, if you fight Suave Jamie, you've lost to him at this point. I mean, 7-0 for a reason. He's the champion for a reason. But Dev Raider's looking to show that he belongs back in that title picture, back in that conversation. So, you know, a good way to do that is to beat an undefeated guy who's ranked number 4. So we're going to see if he's able to do that in this matchup.
Yeah, and like you said, he wants to take this fight to the ground, and he's picking the right fighter if he sticks with Alexander Volkanovski here, because he has a wrestling clinic perk, which is going to give you a boost to your grapple defense whenever you're on that top control, versus Max Holloway, a classic striker. Like, when I want to just take somebody out, I just go get Max Holloway. You see? So it's going to be interesting to see, like, okay, this amazing striker versus a balanced fighter who has great stand up, and then he also it's good on the ground.
And the thing about this featherweight division, there aren't too many grapple heavy guys. You know, like, I was looking through some of the rankings, and I'm pretty sure the second highest takedown stat in this division belongs to Zabit, of all people.
Yep.
I mean, that's not who I would have picked. I would have thought it'd be maybe Josh Emmett or something, but I don't know. That's not for us to decide. What is for us to decide is let's watch the fight. That's what I'm trying to say. They're giving us a fight.
Yeah, and if you're Jakey B, man, you definitely want to be careful about exchanging with Max Holloway, because he has a 95 punch speed, and you do not want to get caught up in that. And look how fast those punches coming out with Max Holloway. A huge knockdown there.
Leg.
Is putting it on him.
He's trying to finish it quick. And is that it?
Get somebody out, get Max Holloway, and get the job done.
Man, he just came out and was like, all right, I'm going to just throw everything. You're going to hit the ground. Okay, let me go ahead and try to get this finished. He's not trying to do anything cute. He's not trying to stand up and, play around. The only reason he's standing up is to get out of Volkanovski's wheelhouse, and that's a good move there by Holloway.
Yeah, if you want to, Holloway, if you want to stand there in that pocket with Holloway, that's a great fighter to do it with, because he has those fast hands perk. His combinations, they come out faster and more accurate. And now, look at there, Jakey B has the memo. He got the notice, like, look, we need to take this fight to the ground. Look at him.
Pablo was just able to stay ahead of him, and he's throwing some huge shots trying to get this finish. Some good head movement by Jakey B keeps him in this fight. But for how long?
Nice left hand there. Pablo coming back, same position.
Yeah, I mean, wow. Here halfway through the round, this is Pablo's fight. And if you're Jakey B, what are you trying to do to get back in the driver's seat?
Man, I mean, if you're Jakey B, first off, you want to get a reversal. That'll help. And you need to keep this position, and you need to be able to read if he's posting or moving his head. And
he's doing a good job of reading so far. Look at the head health. Look at the block health. They both went so fast. And he's right back up in the postured up. Jakey B trying to get a win through some adversity.
Yeah, Jakey B is like, look, man, you're not going to be doing all of this to me. Like, calm down.
Man.
He is putting it on him right now, and the thing is, it's a nice 92 top control there by Volkanovski with Jakey B. So you got to be real careful, and you got a whole minute that you got to survive. And this is not Max Holloway's strong point by being on the ground with just an 88 bottle control. So you got to, you're in a bad position right now if you're Pablo.
Yeah, especially since Jakey B just keeps posturing up whenever he wants to. They've added a new posture up from mount. You can do it downwards on the stick. You gotta wonder if and it looks like that. You gotta wonder if that's something new that might be messing with him, or if Volkanovski's top pressure is just too much.
Yeah, so you can't just, if you're on the bottom, you can't just camp on that up transition denial. For the posture up. Now you got to worry about the down transition. Yeah, so now you really need to look at those animations. Is it a slam or is it just a straight posture up? So I need to learn those new animations myself. But yes, that is bringing some new meta into the game that you're going to have to learn.
And that was, man, good back and forth on both sides, because it felt like Holloway had this thing wrapped up with the bow on it, and then
get ready to send that Christmas gift off to Mama. He had it wrapped up, bow, and sent out already on UPS, ready to go. But he's like, hold up.
He might need to return to sender.
Yeah, bring that shipment on back. Yeah. Well, he's like, no, I had the right address.
I already licked the stamp, bro. It can't go nowhere.
So, pouring on that pressure there is by Pablo. Got Max Holloway, but there it is. Oh, nice denial there.
That head kick was very, very close.
Yeah, definitely. And look at there now.
That left hand was a little closer.
He's on. Wow, man.
What? They traded shots at the same time. Jakey B comes away rocked.
Man, this is a back and forth battle. We didn't have so many close matches. And look at there. Yeah, Jakey B knows where he wants his fight, and I agree with him. He wants it, but look, he sways right into the hook.
Oh, and he gets flat by Holloway. Is that going to be it? No, it's not. Wow. He's able to get the transition into the half guard. He's in less danger here, but he's still not in the best place he wants to be.
Are you serious?
Is he going to get this? He gets the sweep in time.
Got the sweep, and now he's on top, and Pablo is in a lot of danger. And then
he's able to get that reversal. Yeah, Jakey B just didn't have the stamina to keep that position. Pablo was able to get it quick. Is this it?
Man, we are seeing the meta play out. And now, Jakey B taking his time, let that head health and that stamina come back. But Pablo right now is right back up to the feet where he wants it. And let's see, is he going to be able to finish it off?
He felt like a doornail.
This might be it right here. And there it is, Jakey B showing you what it takes to be some of the best players in the world. No matter what situation you're in, you're going to extend the fight because you can get a sweep at any time and end the fight yourself. I like what I'm seeing from Jakey B as well.
Absolutely.
Even though he's in a tough situation.
He's in a tough situation, but he's like Wolverine. He's so hard to kill. Like, he just keeps coming back. Like,
look at that. And now
he gets his own takedown.
And see, now this is where Jakey B,
he tried to get the crucifix, but
he needs to take full advantage here. And he goes right there for the transition, and he gets it backside control, and he goes for the more dominant position. Let's see if he's able to flatten his opponent out. He's not. Maybe he can posture up here and do damage here, but then he has to learn this transition. He has to learn that transition denial for that reversal there. And that
but he'll have to work on it later on.
See, and that's the thing about UFC. You can have one little hole in your game, and it could cost you the match. And it's great to see these both fighters giving respect to each other, because that was a great back and forth match that could have went either way. We see a contrast in the styles of characters, and this was a great fight there.
It was a great fight. Both these guys came out there and they brought it. I mean, they both put on an excellent performance. Jakey B, I mean, he did lose that fight, but man, he was in it every step of the way. He fought as hard as he could for as long as he could. But Pablo was just able to pull away with the striking advantage with Holloway, and he was able to land those counter shots right when he needed to. But again, great job by Jakey B to add lots of intrigue. You never knew that, when he was going to go. I mean, he kept coming back. Every time you thought he was done, he would come back. Every time you thought he was done, he was getting back up. He was getting into top position. He was making something happen that you weren't expecting. So, hey, I mean, great performance, guys.
Yeah, that just goes to show like why this is one of my favorite games. I mean, just because you can have those back and fourth matches, and it's so much meta. So congratulations there to Pablo for getting that job done. Now, before we get into this main event, we definitely want to make everyone remember tomorrow the ESFL runs that whole UFC Twitch.tv UFC. They're going to continue that Epoch tomorrow on the UFC channel. I can't wait to see that. It's such a fun environment. If you haven't, you can bet your points that you have, your fight points on each one of the fights, and it's on the UFC's Twitch channel. So do not miss that tomorrow on the continuation of ESFL on twitch.tv UFC. Can't wait.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, man. It's been a great experience. Everybody is bringing the absolute best fights possible, and it's just, man, come check it out. It's a good time, man.
But now we made it all the way to the main event of the evening of ESFL 99. After all of these fights have been just back and forth, now you got the main event, Suave, the champion, versus Trickzzy. What do we know about these two amazing fighters?
Well, 7 have tried to unseat Suave Jamie. I mean, he's undefeated right now, whereas he's fighting an excellent competitor in Trickzzy, who's 6-1. Just coming off a win against Southpaw. If you've watched ESFL enough, you know Southpaw is a legitimate contender. Southpaw's legit, and Trickzzy just got a win off of him. So, you know, Trickzzy believes that they are ready for this this title shot against Suave Jamie. Suave Jamie believes that he's in a position to show why he is the king, why he is undefeated. So I'm excited about this, and I want to see, you know, who's going to be able to pull ahead, who's going to be able to get this win, who's going to be able to get this belt. It's going to be a Tony Ferguson mirror match, so this is going to be all skills on display.
Yeah, every time that I see a fighter pick Tony Ferguson, I'm like, okay, they're not playing around, because you know Ferguson is like, if I take him to the ground, I have to worry about all of that jiu-jitsu and rubber guard and submissions and all of that stuff. And it's just like, and he's good on the stand-up because he's listed as a boxer. And now you got a Tony Ferguson versus Tony Ferguson mirror match. We may see just no telling what we're going to see.
It could be just like the Bulldog Bugsy fight, man, where we get everything all at once.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, now, first round, look at there. Nice duck encounter there by Jamie. They're taking their time. They seem like they're a lot more controlled and calculated, trying to read their opponent, because this is a 5-round fight, and you got to be able to preserve your stamina past 3 rounds here. So that's why you're seeing a different little tempo here.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a smart move by both fighters. You know, you're not trying to get yourself gassed out in round 1, especially when you got to fight 5.
Yeah, exactly. Tony Ferguson versus Tony Ferguson. We're going to see a lot of good stuff. It may not come out in the first round, but it definitely will come out in the later rounds. And right now, I see Trickzzy pouring it on. He has that block low of the champion, and he's pouring on that pressure. And let's see why the champion is the champion, and see how he avoids some of this pressure. And he starts there with a nice slip straight.
Both of them are looking for that spinning elbow. Neither one's found a home for it yet. One thing I have been noticing, though, it seems like whenever Trickzzy throws the kick, Jamie doesn't even try to back out of range. He'll just get closer and then try to, you know, land his own offense. That time he caught it and went for a sweep. But I almost said Tony Ferguson. Jamie seems to have a real read on the kicking game of Trickzzy at this current moment. So we'll see if that continues.
Yeah, and then that's one thing that we got. Oh, another thing we got to point out. Yeah, if he wins this match, then he'll be facing GOAT. I got that word from the back in the truck. Now,
really?
let me focus on what you were saying about those kicks. Like, yeah, if you move in close into that range and somebody throws that kick, that's going to take a little bit of power off of that kick because it's not at the proper distance. So Jamie is able to understand that and making sure those kicks are out of range even when they're up close.
And Jamie's showing a good understanding of the range, you know, boxing and boxing range, throwing the elbows in close and getting those beautiful kicks right at the edge of that range. That's one thing I was just about to mention. Like, he keeps getting that switch kick right at the edge. She switches it up there and goes for a takedown, gets the first one of the fight, and is able to get into side control. But we know, you know, Tony Ferguson can immediately get back into guard with that sweep to the right here.
Oh, nice transition denial. That's an up transition. And another transition denial. This could spell a lot of trouble there for Trickzzy, and he gets a transition denial of his own. One thing that I like to look out for if I'm on top control is making sure that Tony Ferguson doesn't get that transition into full guard, which he's going for right there, and he didn't.
Yeah,
and he gets the sweep. That's exactly why you have to watch out for that. And now there's still a dangerous position for Suave. He's like, okay, now I got you in rubber guard. I can either just take my time here, or you don't want to be in that rubber guard. So many things you can do from that position.
Exactly. There's a number of submissions. There's a good number of sweeps. Thank you for pulling up the numbers there for us, Jamie. It looks like he was ahead in round 1 on the striking numbers.
Yeah, it seems like Jamie got 1-0, and then what does Trickzzy have to do here to kind of even this fight back up?
Trickzzy was doing a good job with the pressure early on in the fight. It's just he's got to, stay on it. It feels like he'll start pressuring and then he'll back up and kind of wait on Jamie to see what he's going to do. It's just there's a lot of my turn, your turn, and it seems like Jamie's doing more on his turn.
Nice counter hook there by Trickzzy. That's what he needs to do to kind of even this fight out. But what I'm seeing right now, Jamie is he's nice in control, man. He's just not making mistakes. There he is. He landed huge right hand against the sway of Trickzzy. And now Trickzzy is like, look, I need to take this fight to the ground. Suave able to recognize that, and he keeps his fight standing. And this is a tough fighter, man. Where is the chink in the armor? Where do you have to figure out to chink the armor of the champion?
I mean, you're asking me. I have no idea. I'm sitting here looking. I'm like, where are the holes? I don't
see them right now. I mean, maybe it's like you don't have to win it right now. Maybe you point fight. Like, one thing, I'm not seeing too many leg kicks. Sometimes that can open up things. If you have some leg kicks down low, at least hurt your opponent. You got to mix it up here, because right now Jamie only has to think about the hands and the takedown.
Well, that's the thing. Trickzzy was trying to throw some leg kicks earlier in the first round, but ate some good shots for it. So, you got to wonder if maybe that's kind of swayed him away. Because, I mean, I know for a fact there was one leg kick he threw and ate a nice 2-piece on the return. So maybe that's just got him, cognizant of that and not wanting to be on the receiving end of those anymore.
But you know what? We've seen some crazy things even in this card. So let's see what happens. And look.
Now, hang on. He's got the block broken, doing some good damage there.
And then that was a nice tricky little block break that he snuck in there. The double jabs followed by the round strike to sneak it in.
He's also trying to throw some head kicks up there to do some more damage to that block.
Oh, nice look. Yeah, Trickzzy, like, I got some tricks up my sleeve here. I ain't pulled them all out yet. Just sit here and watch the show.
Right.
All right, coming back here, the champion is still just doing work. He's staying consistent, and that's one thing. If you're going to be a champion, you got to be consistent. You have to know every aspect of this game to be in the main events of the ESFL. And I like what I see by Jamie right there. His head health was hurt. He just backed off, but still kept that pressure, just stayed right out of range, and he stayed safe, waiting for his opportunity.
Nice spinning elbow.
And a nice spinning elbow. And now look at the head health there of Trickzzy. And he gets a down there. And the champion showed you why he's the champion. Being patient to get that knockdown, taking control of round 2.
Doing some more good damage to that block there. And now he's got another rock.
This might not be, man. I thought that was the end of round 2. He's like, look, I'm trying to end this early.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That was another great round. That one, I felt like Trickzzy was starting to, I'm not going to say figure things. Trickzzy was starting to get some momentum built, and then it seemed like every time that they were, Suave Jamie was just able to, get things back in the palm of his hand. Got a huge knockdown and some rocks. It looks like he's starting to pull away in this fight, but that 60 seconds between rounds can change the world, for these fighters. So, and
what I'm seeing, man, Suave Jamie is just mixing up. He's throwing 1-2s, and then he's throwing 1-3-2. Like, he's just mixing things up so fluently. It's hard to really get a beat on it and understand what he's going to do. And then that's why I'm just like, man, it's just like my turn, your turn. Got to mix it up here with some of these leg kicks. I feel do something if you're Trickzzy, because we're coming up in the middle of the round and you're down 2 rounds. Something needs to change.
Yeah, if I'm Trickzzy, and this might not be the best strategy attempt, but like I would try to mix up my my timing a little bit. Oh wow, takes a big rock there and gets knocked down.
It was a huge counter there.
Eat some huge shots.
Then he's on top.
This could be
there.
the beginning of the end. That's it. And still,
Yes, and still, you set him up and I knock him down. Jamie Suave 8-0 here in the ESFL. And man, this guy here is literally putting the people on notice. Like, I'm undefeated in the ESFL. What are you going to do about it?
Would it be safe to say he's heating up and finding his groove, boxer?
Yeah.
I mean, 8-0 against the best in the world. I mean, what do you who's next? You know, who do you put against him?
Yeah, well, speaking of who's next here, let me look at got some word in the back of the truck. So all right, so Jamie won that fight. Okay.
Yes.
He's gonna be fighting GOAT 1099 for the PS4 title next week.
Really?
At ESFL 100.
So he's trying to be the double champ.
Yeah, and this comes directly from Zayna, from Z Hunter. Okay, like once Zayna put something down in writing, like you might as well book it and is stamped delivered. Like that fight is going to now.
That's gonna be fun. I can't
wait to see that fight. You got Jamie versus GOAT over there on the PlayStation side. I'm not even gonna ask who you got, man. I don't even.
It's the same situation, man. Like that I said last week. The winner of that one's gonna be the fans. Like you get to watch these two go at it. These are the best of the best of the best. I mean,
exactly.
Both platforms champions, just going head to head to see, for all the marbles to see who is the best. I'm excited for that. Hold on, who's on comms on that one? Can I sign up? Can I throw my hat
know, right? We'll see. Now, one thing I gotta say, man, like I've been a part of the ESFL ever since ESFL 6. Where I fought like Bruce Lee Rob, all right? And so for ESFL 100 to be coming up on us just shows you just how much work the community has done. All of the things that we've been through season after season, getting all the way to ESFL 100. You know, if you're on that ESFL 100 card, that you are one of the baddest players across the nation, across the world in EA Sports UFC 4. You're going to have champions versus champions. You're probably going to see some really big name, high level content creators. You're going to see the best of the best out there in UFC 100, going to lay it all out on the line. I can't wait to see what special things that they have lined up. But ESFL 100, man, that's going to be something crazy. I can't wait to see that card.
Absolutely. I already know that's going to be a wild stacked card, and all we know so far is the main event. So if that's going to be the main event, they're just going to be stacking this card bottom to top, and it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be a phenomenal showcase. Everybody who's on that card is going to be one of the best that you've seen. And so that's just, I am excited.
Anytime you're talking about GOAT on 1099, in both of those fighters, I mean, I want to see that fight because I'm getting ready to learn and get better about the stand-up because both of those guys literally have no chink in their armor. What happens, when you have an unstoppable force meeting an unmovable object? That's what I feel like that's going to happen whenever you got GOAT 1099 versus Suave Jamie. Now, this is one thing that I will say. All right, I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to give the slight advantage to the PlayStation guy because it's over there on the PlayStation turf.
Right.
Okay. That's the only reason. So if Jamie can come over there and take it away from the PlayStation side, what else you got to say?
Right. I mean, to be honest, I'm leaning with you, PlayStation bias, but that's just because I play PlayStation. I've seen the murderer's road that's over there, the
only reason I'm saying that, not because I play PlayStation mostly, is just that, the champion of Xbox, this is where you're most comfortable at, I would assume, versus GOAT, where he's most comfortable. You're coming on to his territory and you can be the champ. So that's gonna be pretty amazing, man. But this was a great day of fighting. ESFL 99. What was your favorite fight? We had that one barn burner that I gotta go back and see. Which one was that?
It was absolutely Bugsy versus Bulldog for my personal favorite fight. That was that was a whirlwind. That was a hurricane. That was crazy, man. Like you said, I can't wait to go back and watch that one. That fight was an explosion. Just from the beginning, they were both like, all right, I'm not here to play with you. I'm trying to implement my game plan. And that was just, I love that fight so much because there was some of everything there, and it was all top notch, you know. But
yep. Okay. Well, we had a great night of fights. Once again, thank everybody in the chat, everybody on Twitch, everybody on Discord, everybody on YouTube that's coming in and being a part of this community. Don't forget tomorrow, Esports UFC powered by the ESFL on twitch.tv UFC. This has been a great ESFL 99, and see you guys in the next one. Peace.